ask you some questions.
The only thing I can tell him about that night is that Kate called me and told me she thought Shayna might be in some danger, so I ran over to the construction site to see if she was in any trouble.
I'm sorry, Father, but I'm afraid I must take you away. Doctor's orders.
That is a phrase I think I'm going to be hearing a lot of in the next few days. Well, Mike, thanks for coming by. I'll see you.
Yeah, you take care, Jim.
Okay. Shane, I'm very glad we had that conversation. I'll never forget it. And I'm very grateful to you for being so understanding.
You get some rest, okay?
Okay.
Well, I better get back to the office.
You got a minute? Looks like, Jim's in the clear now. Why don't you tell me what it is that you're hiding from me?
Introducing new Dole fruit and juice bars.
What a refreshing way to eat.
Look what you get. Real crushed fruit, real juice too. 100% natural, all the way through.
Dole fruit and juice bars. What a refreshing way.
Try all three. Pineapple, orange, and strawberry.
Did you ever taste fruit juice that tasted so good?
New Dole fruit and juice bars. What a refreshing way to eat fruit.
The first time ever I saw your face.
Keep the look he first fell in love with. Let Oil of Olay replenish the precious fluids that help your skin stay soft and young-looking. Discover how cool, light, and greaseless Oil of Olay feels. How much more radiant your skin can be.
Your face, your face.
Oil of Olay. It can help keep you looking younger, too.
The year 2081, and Wendy Mead is having company.
Rodney, set the table. I'll dial chicken a la Wendy. And now, for a beautiful shine on this kitchen floor.
Your robot again?
Nope, my Mop and Glow.
Mop and Glow.
Mop and Glow. There's no quicker, easier way. For regular or no wax floors, Mop and Glow cleans and shines at the same time.
Beautiful. And it was so easy.
Honey, Mop and Glow is still the easy way to a beautiful floor.
If the skin under your arms is as sensitive as mine, I've got terrific news for you. Almay's just come out with the hypoallergenic antiperspirant. Like everything Almay makes, it's designed to help avoid itching, burning, and irritation. Does it help keep you dry? Of course. New Almay antiperspirant. It's hypoallergenic, 100% fragrance-free. If you've got sensitive skin, you know what that means.
Almay antiperspirant, because everyone can have sensitive skin.
Mike, I don't know if you're ever going to want to have anything to do with me after I tell you this. But I hope that you'll understand.
Yeah, try me.
I knew Jim before I came to Corinth. I met him in Rome over 7 years ago. Jim and I were lovers for a summer. At the end of the summer, he chose to live his life as a priest rather than spend his life with me. Mike, I was so angry and bitter that I threw myself into my legal career to try to forget him. And then I came here, and I saw him again. All those old feelings, they just came back to me.
Was Jim the reason that you came to Corinth?
No. I know you... I can't blame you if you're angry with me. But I just found out today that I'm just going to have to get over him.
Why today? Why?
Because I know now that he'll never leave the priesthood. And I think that it's the right choice for him, too. There's something else that I have to tell you. Jim was the man that was in the photographs that Harry was blackmailing me with.
I know. I found this at the construction site the night that Harry was shot.
Mike, we've got to destroy this. And you can't tell Jim. Our relationship here was innocent. I swear it. But if anybody saw this, they wouldn't understand.
Shane, I appreciate you being honest with me, but I'm going to hold on to this until Harry's brought to trial.
Why?
Well, I still suspect that Sawalski was working for someone, and this might lead me to who that person was. I've asked Kate Rescott for permission to check her house out. There might be some more of these there. He might have been planning to blackmail you again. Who knows? I might get lucky and get a lead as to who it was he was working for.
Mike, why didn't you turn that in when you found it?
Well, I guess I just didn't think it was that important to the case. I didn't want to involve Jim or you.
Mike, can you forgive me for not telling you all this sooner?
Already have.
Mr. Hammond, I apologize for the things I said to you while Jack was in the hospital. It was wrong of me to accuse you of his accident.
Little thought, this Reynolds flat. You'll soon see what you can do. Chicken or fish and vegetables, too. It seals in goodness, seals in flavor. So do yourself this little favor. Make cooking better in a snap with a sheet of Reynolds wrap.
Laura Branigan, Friday night at 12:30.
Oh, and Ann? Dane?
Curtis, and how are you, Shayna?
Well, thank you.
Is there something I can do for you, Shayna?
Curtis told me the Cabot was here. I wanted to talk to him.
Father did spend some time here, but he got tired and left a little while ago. Is there something I can help you with?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sure I don't have to remind you that in my father's absence, I am in charge of this company.
No, Anne, you don't have to remind me of that. All right, I'll speak to you. Privately.
Well, I'm in conference with Mr. Hammond at the moment. Why don't you call my secretary in about an hour?
Not in an hour, Anne. Now.
What was that for?
That was for good luck on your first night at the Hideaway.
Oh, in that case, thanks.
Jack, surprised to find you over here. How's it going?
Not bad.
Hey, you got a minute?
No, I don't. I'm late for my new job over at the Hideaway.
What happened to your job at Forbes Construction?
I quit.
Well, how come?
What is this, a third degree?
Hey. I care about you. I'm interested. I haven't seen you since your accident. I want to know what's going on. What are you so uptight about?
Because I don't like being made to stand here and answer a bunch of stupid questions.
You okay?
Yeah, fine. Never better.
What brings you here, Mike?
Hey, I came by to check out your Uncle Harry's old room. Your mother told me it would be all right.
No problem. Come on, I'll show you where it is.
What's with him?
Maybe she'd ask your sister. She'll probably know a lot more than I do.
Yeah, she said that there was, he's having some troubles, but this is ridiculous. It's like he's another person.
Stace, I wish you'd have told me sooner that Dane Hammond is Jack's father. It explains a lot of things.
I'm sorry, Tony, but he didn't want anyone else to know. It's what's pushed him off the deep end. He just won't accept it.
And I can see why. Hammond's one of the few people I know who Jack really dislikes.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like himself very much either now. Tony.
Yeah.
You know where he's living now, don't you?
I'm not sure, Stacy.
If you do know, please tell me.
Ava mentioned something to me, but I don't believe anything she says now.
He's living at her house, isn't he? That's why you moved down into the dorm.
Yeah.
Look, don't go over there.
I have to.
Listen to me. I don't want you to get hurt again.
No, I'm sorry, Tony. I can't stand by and watch Ava take advantage of Jack's situation. It is time somebody called her on it.
Stacy, wait!
Introducing new Dole fruit and juice bars.
What a refreshing way to eat.
Look what you get. Real crushed fruit, real juice too. 100% natural, all the way through.
Dole fruit and juice bars. What a refreshing way.
Try all three. Pineapple, orange, and strawberry.
Did you ever taste fruit juice that tasted so good? New Dole fruit and juice bars. What a refreshing way to eat fruit.
Philadelphia brand cream cheese is so rich, so creamy, so heavenly sinful, so... I never ate too much. I didn't want to misbehave. Then I found out Philly has only half the calories of butter or margarine. Half the calories! Always has. So now I'll have a little on my muffin on Sunday, my toast on Tuesday, Highway Safety Day, Baltic Pride Week.
Philly cream cheese, ounce for ounce, half the calories of butter or margarine. You ain't misbehaving.
When it's humid, lunar eclipse, so...
Dr. Klein, I'm sorry to keep bothering you, but the results of my tests were due back today. Have you seen them yet?
Yeah, I was just about to call you, Rita Mae. They just arrived.
Oh, what do they show?
Well, it's exactly what I suspected. It's a medical problem of your husband's that's keeping you from getting pregnant.
Oh, no.
Now, there's no cause for alarm. It's a fairly simple and not unusual problem of inactive sperm. It's easily treatable.
That's what you think. I can't tell Billy Bristow that.
Well, why don't you bring him into the office and I'll explain it to him. Maybe coming from a doctor, he'll understand it better.
Understand it? He's going to be furious with me.
Well, why, for heaven's sakes?
Well, he's going to find out that I tricked him into having those tests made.
Rita Mae, you did that for his benefit as well as your own. You both want a child.
Yeah, that's true, I know. But you don't know how his mind works. When I start telling him that I rushed over to your office after we made love so you could make those tests, he's never going to talk to me again.
Rita Mae, you're going to have to find some way of breaking the news to him so he can be treated.
Yep, I know. Oh, can you give me a day or two to think about this?
Certainly, and feel free to call me if you want to talk about it.
I will, Dr. Klein, thanks. Bye. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sugar love. There's something I gotta tell you. Oh, he's gonna kill me. Oh, come on, Rita, get this together now. Billy, honey, sweetie. Remember how concerned you were about how soon we'd be able to have a baby? Well, I've got something to tell you. Be direct. Bill, honey. I think you better sit down. I got something to tell you. Honey, you have got what they call defective sperm. They don't swim. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know what it means. I don't know what they're all inactive. They're defective. They don't... Hi, sweetheart. Hi. What's wrong?
Boy, what's wrong? You want to know what's wrong? I'm starting a football season without my star player. That's what's wrong.
Shana, I would like you to leave. Is that an order? If that's what it takes to get you out of this office, yes. All right, then you leave me no choice but to call Cabot.
Perhaps I should go out.
No, stay, Dane. I will not be strong-armed by rudeness.
I just came here to talk to someone in authority about a very important business matter. If Cabot asks me why I didn't discuss it with you, I'll simply tell him that you were too busy with Mr. Hammond to be interrupted. That should make him realize that his company is in competent hands during his absence.
And I'll wait for you outside.
Me too, Shana.
How dare you barge in here and carry on like that in front of other people?
Dane Hammond? That man has no right to be in this place.
Dane Hammond and I were having a business discussion.
Oh, were you? Is he giving you advice on how to run this company during
That
your
is
father's
none of your business.
He is, isn't he? I don't believe this. Dane Hammond is our #1 competitor in the construction area. How can you possibly believe anything that that man has to say?
He is also a brilliant and successful businessman. Even my father will agree with that.
Our father threw him out of this company.
Well, you might do well to question Daddy's motives where Dane is concerned.
Frankly, I'm more interested in questioning yours. Anne, is it possible that you're letting him influence you because you found out that he's Jack's father?
I have a lot of respect for my body and the way it works. Now there's a panty liner that does too. New Assure breathable panty liners. They really breathe. They protect without a plastic backing, so they breathe like cotton. Air circulates constantly to keep you drier. And gynecologists say drier is healthier. I respect that too.
New Assure breathable panty liners. Air flows through for a drier you.
For insect bites or poison ivy, I switched from Corday to Lanacort. Lanacort has aloe, and you can't buy a stronger hydrocortisone without a prescription.
Lanacort has aloe.
Stanley talks about his fleas. Some of my fleas will stop at nothing. Not even a flea collar. But my owner's smart. Fix those fleas with Scratch-X Flea and Tick Shampoo. Scratch-X can kill every flea it touches, even those flea collars don't. Scratch-X kills them dead. Scratch-X makes me look and smell great. That's Scratch-X Shampoo.
Getting a lot of gall coming around here.
Your aunt asked me to drop by to discuss a business matter.
Oh, I'll bet she did.
I hate to disillusion you, Curtis, but there are many things you do not know about this situation.
I know everything I need to know about you.
I doubt that.
But why don't you stop dancing around? I know you're Jack's father, if that's what you're talking about.
You're so predictable, Curtis. Eavesdropping on private conversations.
Well, look, just because you're Jack's father doesn't give you any right to be here. Matter of fact, if Jack knew you were here cozying up to his mother, he'd probably throw you out himself.
How did you find out that Dane is Jack's father?
That's irrelevant. Let's get back to your motives, which are extremely relevant to the success of this company.
For your information, I trusted Dane long before I knew he was Jack's father.
Just how long ago was that? When you decided to try to convince the board to sell Burnell's?
Dane had nothing to do with that recommendation.
No.
No! It was my idea to sell Burnell's because I made a thorough investigation of the figures and came to the conclusion that it was losing too much money.
You don't know enough about business to make a decision
Time
like
will
that.
prove that I am right.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, I suppose you're going to go running off to Daddy now with all your petty little
accusations. You know,
accusations.
it'd serve you right if I did that. But I don't have the heart to do it just now when he's just getting back on his feet.
Oh, well, how noble of you.
You know, soon someone is going to tell him the truth. And then you're going to have to explain to him how you conspired with his worst enemy to oust me from the company while he was too ill to do anything about it.
Mom, sorry you have to stay at the rectory another night. Don't worry, I'll watch the house. Yeah, everything's fine. Mike Donovan's here. He's checking out Uncle Harry's room. He said you gave him permission. Uh-huh. Mom, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Stacy, what brings you here?
Cut the act, Ava. What? I know you've been scheming to get your hooks into Jack.
I hate to get dressed. Now that I found this beautiful new bra, I hate to cover it up.
Introducing Beautiful Ones, first seamless stretch bra from Cross Your Heart. Beautiful Ones, delicate, sophisticated, with seamless stretch cups to fit you comfortably and pretty lace trim. So feminine, it's a shame to cover it up.
So I look as beautiful as I feel.
Beautiful Ones, new seamless stretch bras from Playtex Cross Your Heart. Try now for only $9.99. You'll hate to get dressed.
Do you think Carefree gum is really sugarless?
How could anything that tastes this good be sugarless?
Carefree tastes too good to be sugarless, but it is.
Do you think Carefree bubblegum's sugarless?
No, tastes too good.
Shh. Norm, it is sugarless.
If Carefree is sugarless, then I'm about to strike oil.
Carefree tastes too good to be sugarless.
But it is.
It tastes so wonderfully. And all that
High seafood drinks are so cool, so delicious, and come in so many real fruit flavors.
That's why you love High C. High C.
Is this different stroke star being sued by her dying father? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
How can this potato diet help you lose weight? What warning signals can mean trouble for your car? This week's National Enquirer tells you. Can other people pass their stress to you? How can you protect yourself? It's in the Enquirer. Has Grace's dream come true as motherhood changes hell-raising Caroline into a loving parent? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Billy, just because Jack Forbes quit college doesn't mean it's the end of the world.
What do you know about it?
Well, enough to know that you're too good a coach, honey, to let losing one player mess up your whole team for very long. I'll bet you money right here and now, Bill, you're going to have an undefeated season.
Well, your confidence in me is very touching, Rita Mae. Now, I'll keep it in mind when they're pushing us all over the field every Saturday afternoon. Come on, where's my dinner? Why isn't there anything cooking on the stove?
Oh, sweetie, I had a real long day today and I just got home. How do you feel about us going out to dinner, honey? We could go to the Hideaway, we could do a little dancing.
Oh, boy, Rita Mae, that's just what I want after a day like today. No home cooking. Let's go out to a Greasy Spoon and have dinner.
Well, I thought you liked the T-bone steaks, the Hideaway, honey. They got those nice, big, fat, old, juicy onion rings that old Rita Mae can't make. Come on now, Billy. Come on now, honey. Be a sport. Come on.
All right. I'll change, take a shower.
Okay. Hi, sweetheart. How's my favorite niece? Well, you're home bright and early for a change.
Well, only because I'll be working late every night for the rest of the week.
You want some lemonade?
Oh, sure.
So what's happening at Burnell?
Well, Shayna Sloan called a meeting of the entire merchandising staff this afternoon. Increase profits or else.
Golly, that doesn't sound like the Shayna I know. So sweet and feminine.
She's a real tiger when it comes to business. I don't mind, though. She works herself as hard as she works everyone else. She really knows what she's doing, too.
Listening to you talk, I think I would have been better off with a career instead of trying to have a marriage.
What's wrong?
Oh, Billy. Got himself all worked up because Jack Forbes quit college. Then he came home. I got home late from rehearsal, no dinner on the table, so he's angry.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a passing storm. He'll snap out of it.
I wouldn't be too sure. You want to go out to dinner with us at the Hideaway?
Oh, no, thanks. Curtis asked if he could come over later tonight, and I told him it would be okay. Sure hope I'm not making a mistake with him.
How do you mean?
Well, people love to talk. I don't want anyone to think that I'm getting ahead by dating the big boss's grandson.
All right, Curtis. I'll approve this advertising budget that you've come up with. But it better produce results or you're in big trouble.
Never would have thought it was possible, but you're pushing yourself even harder now than when you first got here.
That's because I intend to prove that I was right about Burnell's.
Well, you made a believer out of me.
Yes, but not of your Aunt Anne. I have no doubts that she's going to put up every obstacle in my path that she can dream of. Especially since she's using Dane Hammond as her unofficial advisor.
How close do you think she is with Hammond?
I was wondering the same thing myself.
I've spent an awful lot of time together lately.
Curtis, do you think there's any possibility there's a little romantic involvement there?
I thought had crossed my mind. Lorna's sure of it. My aunt had a pretty crummy marriage, but she has been lonely since Uncle Roger died. Dane's the kind of creep that would take advantage of that.
I just hate to think of him exerting any influence over her while she's still in charge here.
Me too. Well, now we got all these weighty business matters out of the way. How would you feel about me taking off a little early tonight?
Curtis, if you get your work done, you can take off as early as you want, all right?
You are a prince. Princess. No, that's not right either.
Curtis, why don't you just leave while you stuff a job?
Ciao.
Ciao. I've got to tell Cabot the truth about Dane. What am I going to do if he turns on me?
Stacy, I know you're worried about Jack, but you have it all wrong. Be straight for once in your life, Ava. I don't know
What do you mean? Well, then I'll tell you. Tony told me that you were at the Vista Hotel with Jack the night Tony went there to see him.
I'm not going to deny that. So what?
So you deliberately lied to me.
I didn't lie to you, Stacy.
Well, then what do you call it, then? You knew where Jack was all along, and you didn't tell me. You even had the nerve to ask me if I'd heard from him.
That's because Jack made me promise not to tell anybody where he was.
Yeah, I'll bet he did.
Look, I only found out he was staying at the Vista by accident.
Yeah, and that was very convenient for you, wasn't it? That way you could have him all to yourself and spend the night with him, right?
Jack asked me to spend the night with him, Stacy.
Is he living here now?
I can't tell you that.
You mean you won't tell me?
Look, I know it's not easy to accept the fact that Jack doesn't want you around anymore. If you had any sense of pride, you'd just go away and leave him alone.
You talk about pride, you cheap slut. You'd do anything to get Jack.
I care about him.
No, the only thing you care about is Jackson Alden. He's got money.
I don't give a damn about that. I love Jack. And we have something that you could never possibly understand.
You're a scheming little tramp who'd do anything to get what you want.
I think you better leave.
Gladly. You know, you make me sick just to look at you.
Hey, Stay. Hey, Stay, hurry up. What's going on, sis? Huh?
I came to see if Jack was here, but Ava refuses to tell me.
Yeah, I saw him when I first got here. Kind of threw me for a loop. He's like a different person.
Yeah. Well, he's going through a rough time right now, Mike. I was hoping that I would be able to talk to him.
Well, maybe you should go over to the Hideaways, starting to 10 bar there tonight.
You wanna be a model, it's a nervous time for you. You're feeling so tense, but frame after frame, your style is coming through. Soft and dry roll-on will help hide when you're nervous inside.
Now Soft and Dry Roll-On has a special dry formula that dries super fast to fight nervous perspiration better than the leader.
Soft and dry roll-on will help hide when you're nervous inside.
There's Uncle Charlie fishing.
Oh, look, Harriet.
There's Emma at the town picnic.
When we told her we switched to Kraft real mayonnaise.
Oh, she thought we'd lost our minds.
Until we told her Kraft looks creamier.
Well, it is specially blended over 3,000 times. How's it taste?
Try it.
Go ahead. Now that's creamy. Poor Emma. She never did photograph well.
But doesn't the Kraft look good?
Nothing tastes creamier than Kraft Real Mayonnaise. Now you know.
On One Life to Live.
This is the place where we're gonna have our wedding, and I'm gonna marry the man of my dreams.
A killer.
Small world.
Prepares for revenge.
Isn't it, Galaxy?
And on General Hospital, Brock's daughter could ruin a marriage.
Terry is a troublemaker. Look at the trouble she's causing between the two of us already.
You're the one who's causing the trouble with your hostile attitude.
One Life to Live, General Hospital, weekdays.
I met somebody, I don't know the rest of the words. How'd you like to stop by tomorrow night and meet my grandparents before we go out to dinner?
Well, I'd like to, but I'm afraid I'm going to be working late. Shayna's putting the thumb screws to us all.
Well, why don't I just make a phone call and arrange it so you don't have to work late?
No, thanks. I'm not looking for any favors.
Well, what good is wielding a little influence if I can't help my friends?
You don't understand me at all.
Sounds like I'm not trying. Why are you making such a big deal out of this?
Curtis, I told you at dinner. I want to make good on this job on my own.
And you're doing great, so what are you worried about?
Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall.
It makes two of us.
Curtis, for the last time, no special favors. Now, I know that may sound strange to you, but just accept it, okay?
Okay. Okay. I take it all back. You can work all night if you want to. With my blessing.
Thank you. I have to put the steaks on the grill. Don't catch yourself.
Hello?
Hi, Shayna. Curtis.
Hi, Curtis. Feeling guilty about leaving so early?
Hardly. I have a little favor I want to ask you.
Shoot.
Well, I want you to arrange it with Colby's boss so she doesn't have to work late tomorrow night.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Great. I owe you one.
You bet, and I'm going to collect on it one day.
One other thing. It's real important that Colby doesn't know anything about this.
I get the picture.
I knew I could count on you.
Curtis, I've got to go. There's somebody at the door. Bye. Come in.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
I thought maybe we could continue our conversation, the one we started this morning, maybe over dinner sometime, maybe soon.
And even such old Italian favorites as corned beef, tuna fish, and American cheese. So if you want a hearty sliced bread that gives any food a delicious Italian accent, insist on Real d'Italiano, only from Tasty.
Peter Allen today at 4:30.
Lorna, I think we should be going if we're going to make that dinner reservation.
Ready when you are.
Jonathan, could I talk to you alone for a minute? I got a letter from Aunt Elizabeth, and it looks like they're thinking of selling the farm in Oklahoma. Apparently, I have the right of first refusal, so if you wouldn't mind stepping out on the porch, I'd like to ask your advice.
All right, Lorna.
Sure.
I'll just see you a minute.
Be right back.
What are you going to eat tonight?
Drink up.
Too much wine. All right, let's make it quick. What is it?
I saw your face when Lorna said you went to New York on some sort of business trip.
So?
So I don't think you went to New York at all.
Why would I lie about a thing like that?
To cover the fact that you were actually in San Francisco and had Wayne Morton killed.
Feeling better?
Yeah. I'm a little better. Thanks, Mike.
You know, I never had any idea that you and Cabot were close until I saw you together at the hospital, around the time Jim was shot.
That's why this argument hurts so much. Everything's changed now. Thanks to Anne.
What's how you feel now? You're gonna stay in Corinth, you'll keep working at all in Enterprises, and you'll make things right again.
I don't think you'd say that if you'd heard some of the things that Cabot said to me today.
Well, time will help. I mean, take us, for example. A few weeks ago, you never would have expected us to be together again, right?
Right. But this is different.
What makes you so sure?
Because of Anne. She's going to make sure that he never trusts me again.
What is it with you and Anne, anyway?
Simple. She hates me. I hate her.
Oh, Anne, we have been so worried about Jack that we haven't noticed what was happening with us.
Dane, maybe it's part of our mutual concern for Jack.
Not for a moment. I look at you and I see a beautiful, desirable woman, and I have wanted you for so long.
This is the pain-relieving medicine for which doctors have written 100 million prescriptions. And now you can get it in a new non-prescription strength. Bristol Myers introduces Nuprim. One tablet has the strength to relieve most minor aches and pains. Nuprin contains ibuprofen. It's a medicine totally different than aspirin or the ingredient in Tylenol. If you've had a serious problem taking aspirin, before taking Nuprin, ask your doctor. The medicine in new Nuprin, it's over 100 million prescriptions strong.
This commercial is dedicated to Friskies everywhere. With the frisky taste that has cats dancing in the aisles and jumping for joy. Now Friskies have a friskier taste because it's baked right in. Give your cat Friskies and you'll have a very satisfied cat.
Listen, did Coach Bristow ever make it out of bed this morning? He really tied one on at the Hideaway last night. Well, he was a little out of sorts this morning. You know, it's a good thing Penny was there to drive him home. I don't think he would have made it in one piece otherwise.
Hi, Rita Mae.
Hello, Billy. Where are you going?
Oh, I gotta take a shower, hon.
Wait a minute, please.
No, wait a minute, honey. I'm all hot and smelly.
You've been
and I feel
acting very peculiar, Billy Bristow, and I want to know why.
Well, I'm bushed, Rita Mae. Football practice was lousy. I don't know what I'm going to do with that broken-down team.
There's more to it than that, because you were weird when I found you at the field house this morning after you spent the night there. Now, what is it?
I told you I'm worried about my team.
Well, you've been stuck with broken-down teams before, Billy, and sure, it usually gets you down, but nothing like this.
I promise you I'll feel better after a shower. I do have something I have to tell you, though, first.
What?
I forgive you.
You forgive me for what?
Well, for running off to Dr. Klein right after we made love. But now that we know that it is my problem, I'm going to see one of those specialists and have it taken care of.
Oh, hi, Curtis.
Hey, Rita Mae. I'm not coming by at a bad time.
Oh, you're looking for Colby, right?
Oh, yeah. Got a little something for her. I wasn't sure what time she'd get off at Burnell's.
Well, she's not back yet.
Oh. Well, would it be all right if I came in and waited for a little while?
I guess so. Here, have a seat. Can I get you anything, coffee or anything?
No, thanks.
Curtis, let me ask you a question, okay? By any chance were you at the Hideaway last night with your cousin Lorna?
Yeah, I was there. Not exactly with Lorna. Why?
Well, did you see Billy there?
Your imagination's running wild, Edie. I suggest you get a hold of it.
I know you were involved in Wayne Morton's death somehow.
I never met the man. He was one of your boring friends from before we were married, remember?
Keep your voice down.
Oh, you mean hubby number 2 doesn't know the truth yet? That you're a bigamist? Well, no wonder you're so nervous and making wild accusations.
Don't change the subject. You flew to San Francisco. I know you did.
Then you're mad as a hatter, Edith. I'm sure it was your jaunt to San Francisco that has you so unnerved. Always looking over your shoulder, wondering if and when the police are going to find you and arrest you for murder.
I'm not going to let you sidetrack me this time. I think you had Wayne Morton killed because you found out he was trying to help me learn more about Mrs. Van Ark's death.
Will you prove it?
I can't yet. But when I do, I'll make sure you pay for it.
Well, let me give you a little brotherly advice. You forget about trying to pin Wayne Morton's death on me, and you worry about the police finding you.
They won't.
All I have to do, Edie, is call them and tell them where you are. And that's the end of everything for you, Princess.
Well, I don't...
Excuse me. John, I'd really like to go now. Professor Donovan said that Tony and Stacy are coming here for dinner, and I really don't want to run into my ex-husband.
Of course, Lorna. Goodbye, Edie. I'm glad you had such a good time in San Francisco. And don't you forget that advice that I gave you about the farm.
Bye.
Bye, Lorna.
You know, when Professor Donovan said that Tony was coming, I couldn't help think about how different it is being with you than with Tony.
In what way?
Well, Tony was so crude, and I was always a little embarrassed to be seen with him. But I'm really proud of you, Jonathan, and I want everybody to know about it.
Lorna, I'm very proud of you, too.
Well, look who's here. Hi, Stacy. Tony, you don't waste any time, do you?
What does that mean?
Oh, we just got divorced and you're already making the move on Stacy? But I shouldn't be surprised by the problems Jack's having.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Tony, I would like to talk to Lorna alone for a minute. Would you excuse us, please, Jonathan?
Don't laugh, but I started using Uncle Ben's after I was in this taste test. They had a whole lot of us comparing Uncle Ben's and the other leading national brand. My rice, what a difference. Uncle Ben's looked better, tasted better, wasn't sticky. Turns out Uncle Ben's beat my old rice, something like 2 to 1. I was pretty embarrassed, but you ought to taste my chicken and rice now.
Uncle Ben's converted brand rice. It really does make a difference. Nature has given the human body a wondrous power, the power to heal itself. But nature does take time. That's why Band-Aid brand is so important. It helps nature heal cuts faster. Research by Johnson & Johnson proves that by keeping your cuts covered, your body heals faster. Covered cuts, in fact, heal up to twice as fast. So give nature a helping hand with Band-Aid, and your cuts will heal up to twice as fast. From Johnson & Johnson.
8? It's a pretty strong word, Shane.
That's the way it is. Anne would do anything in the world that she could to hurt me. She's the one that caused all this trouble between Cabot and me.
What would she want to?
Because she wants to get me out of Alden Enterprises in Corinth for good.
Why?
It's awfully complicated, Mike.
Well, I might understand if you explain it to me.
Mike, I'd love to, but I can't.
Okay. I think we should start getting over to the folks' house. They're gonna think we're not even coming for dinner.
Mike, wait. All right, I just want to tell you the truth. This is going to be hard for you to accept. It was hard for me to accept. But I've told you the truth about Jim, and I just don't want any more secrets between us.
Sounds good to me.
I don't know where to start.
Well, what's it about?
It's about my real relationship to Cabot.
Stace, don't waste your time. Let's go inside.
No. I would like to talk to Lorna. Jonathan, could you please wait in the car for me? This isn't going to take long.
All right. You've got a hell of a nerve coming around here.
Look who's talking. You're the one who shouldn't show his face around here after the way you dumped Stacy.
That's only because I made the big mistake of getting involved with you. But that's over, and I'm not going to let it ruin my life.
Tony, please. Could we please make this quick, Stacy? Jonathan and I have a dinner reservation. I really don't want to be late.
Lorna, this isn't going to take very long. I'm just not going to let you get away with that crack you made about Tony moving in on me now that Jack's having trouble.
Isn't he?
No. Tony and I are still good friends in spite of what happened with you.
Oh, and he doesn't want anything more than a simple friendship, right? You know, everybody, you think everybody is as selfish and spiteful as you are.
Well, Tony and I have managed to put the past behind us.
Oh, how sweet. And what about the big romance you had going on with Jack?
Jack is going through a very bad emotional crisis, and he won't let me help him. So Tony is helping me through it as a friend. And that's all I want to tell you. So you can go home now, but don't ever come back here.
If and when Jack ever gets back on the right track, I hope he has the good sense not to get involved with you again. Oh, you know, Stacy, maybe he already realized that. And he made up all those problems just to get away from you.
Are you okay?
Yeah. You remember what I was like when I first came to Corinth?
Yeah, you were something else. It was just business, business, business. You never let anybody see who you really were.
Oh, Mike, I was afraid of a lot of things then.
Like what?
Well, haven't you ever wondered about my closeness to Cabot, or why I got all those promotions so quickly within the company?
Yeah, but I figured you'd work for what you got.
I had to, because I had to prove myself.
Is that why you think Ann hates you because of the promotions? Because Cabot made you vice president? Is that it?
Ann hates me because I'm Cabot's daughter, too.
What do you mean?
That's right. Even though I don't have the Alden name, I am Cabot's daughter.
Every time I go to work, somebody's life could be at stake. You call an ambulance, I gotta get there. Nothing can slow me up. Not traffic, not weather, not a headache either. I get Anacin.
Regular strength pain relievers stop at 650 milligrams, but Anacin gives you more medicine, 800 milligrams.
More medicine. Good. No more headache. That's one thing off my mind.
Anacin, more medicine.
Okay, honey.
Aerosol oven cleaning. Some people do anything to avoid breathing the fumes. Well, breathe easier with an SOS oven cleaning pad. Inside, there's a powerful grease and grime cutter that's so strong, SOS will get your oven just as clean as the leading aerosol, with no fumes. Get an SOS oven pad for a really clean oven with no fumes.
Birch, beech, maple, hickory. America's great hardwood trees. They help make smoked sausage made on the Hillshire Farm, America's great tasting smoked sausage. Hillshire Farm uses its own special blend of hardwood chips from these great trees to slowly, gently, delicately smoke its sausage right on the farm. They do it the old-fashioned way to give you all the flavor you want in a smoked sausage. That's how Hillshire Farm makes America's great tasting smoked sausage in Polska kielbasa.
Introducing Rainbow Bright for your little girl.
Somewhere over the rainbow, Rainbow Bright, you're so beautiful. Way up high, you've got every color of the rainbow. There's a friend that I dream of. I always want you with me. Rainbow Bright, I love you, Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow Bright can bring your little girl the happiness of the rainbow from Mattel.
Curtis, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but did you see Billy at the Hideaway last night?
Yeah, he was there.
Did he have a lot to drink?
I guess so, but, so did I.
Were you there when Billy left?
What are all the questions, Rita?
Please, just tell me, were you there when Billy left?
Yeah.
Well, Lorna said he looked like he was in no shape to drive.
Lorna said that.
Is that true?
I guess it depends on how you look at it.
So did Billy leave with Penny O'Rourke?
Rita May.
Did he?
Penny is a great kid. I'm sure she just wanted to make sure Billy got home all right.
Oh. Hi, Curtis.
Hi.
Curtis told me he saw you at the Hideaway last night, Billy. Did you by any chance go there to try to convince Jack to rejoin the football team, or what?
Well, yeah, well, sure. Well, why else would I go to a place like that alone?
And of course I was shocked when Dane came to Rome and told me that I was Cabot Alden's illegitimate daughter. I told you that I grew up thinking that I had no father, that he died before I was born. I needed proof before I would believe it.
Why did Hammond go to all that trouble?
Cabot had fired him and Dane wanted revenge. And he wanted to use me to get back at him. And it worked. When I first came to Corinth, I hated Cabot almost as much as Dane did.
Yeah, but you didn't even know him.
That's why I hated it, Mike. Because he hadn't never even acknowledged my existence. My coming here was just an embarrassment to him.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was bitter and I resented him terribly. But then I got to know him and I grew to love him, and I know that he loved me too. And that's why I came here today, because I wanted to tell him the truth about everything. But Ann got here first, and now he's never going to trust me ever again.
What about you, Mike? Will you ever be able to trust me now you know the truth?
I'm really glad you told me everything you told me. But it's a lot to take in.
But you understand how I felt, don't you? I just realized that I had a father that I'd never known.
Yeah, I understand. And again, I'm really glad you were honest with me.
I don't ever want to be anything less than that with you. Not ever again.
Well, it's changed between us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Boy, this Hammond's a real piece of work.
He's an evil man, Mike. He knows he can't use me anymore, so now he's using Anne. I'm sure of it.
You are so beautiful. I've always found you so attractive.
I never knew.
How could you? You were Cabot Alden's daughter, then you were married to Roger. The unattainable Anne Alden Forbes.
Not anymore, Dane.
Here it comes, your virtually impossible wash load filled with impossible-looking stains. That's why you want Dynamo Action Plus with extra stain removers. Watch, we'll stain these blouses with chocolate, gravy, and catsup combined. Look, Dynamo Action Plus cleaned that stain. The leading liquid left it in. Dynamo cleans more kinds of stains better than the leading liquid or powder for cleaner-looking clothes. Dynamo Action Plus cleans the impossible wash load.
I'm gonna tell on you.
So it's not our brand, but it is the new Colgate pump, so you can't make a mess.
I'm still telling.
Colgate introduces the Pump in Winter Fresh Gel and great-tasting regular with Colgate's MFP fluoride, the maximum fluoride protection a toothpaste can give.
Who got the Colgate pump?
Susie did.
Hey, neat. Still gonna tell on me?
The new Colgate Pump. 2 great tastes, maximum fluoride protection at your fingertips.
On Ryan's Hope, Maggie puts her life on the line to trap Max.
Maggie's working for us.
She's what?
I think Maggie's in too deep.
And on All My Children.
Do you still want to marry me?
I don't know.
Just answer the question.
You're asking me to marry you?
Ryan's Hope, All My Children. Weekdays.
Well, thanks for letting me wait so long, Rita Mae.
I'm sorry about Colby. I thought for sure she'd be back by now.
Would you just give her this for me and tell her I was here?
Yeah, I will. I'm sure she'll come around eventually. It's just going to take a little time.
I hope that's all it takes. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, Coach Bristow.
So long, Curtis. Listen, Rita Mae, I just want you to know that I'm going to call that fertility specialist first thing in the morning, and I'm going to set up an appointment.
Really? Last time we talked about it, you called him a witch doctor. What turned your mind around so fast?
Well, I just had to have some time to get used to the idea that there was something wrong with me. I also realized that I've been acting like a damn fool, and I realize how much I love you.
I see. This couldn't have anything to do with Penny O'Rourke driving you from the Hideaway to the field house last night, now could it?
I'm glad we decided to have dinner here at the hotel.
Why is that?
Well, because after we finish eating, we can go up to your hotel room
And what?
and then you can tell me how much money you're going to make from me.
Laura, we have such a good thing going. Are you sure you want to complicate it with business matters?
Well, don't you want to be my financial advisor?
It's not that. It's just that I think you'd be better off with someone who's advised the rest of your family.
Jonathan, this is my money. I don't want anybody connected to my family to have any part of it.
No, please, you promised.
All right. I'll do my best for you.
Good. You had me worried there for a minute. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go freshen up. Thank you.
No, Rutledge, we've worked too hard to protect my alibi to let Wayne Morton start snooping around for Edie. He might just find out the truth. I'll follow him when he leaves your office and make sure he never sees Edie again.
There you go, Tony. Rose's cookies are delicious. Oh, thanks, Edie. Shane, I'm so glad you could come tonight.
Well, so am I. I love having dinners with big families. Something I never knew when I was growing up.
You were an only child, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. It's just my mother, my grandmother, and myself.
Oh, what happened to your father?
I never knew my father when I was growing up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right.
Well, I want you to know you're always welcome here.
I hear you, man.
Thanks. Oh, Mike, I wish I could tell everybody the truth. But I can't because I love Cabot, and I just don't want to hurt him anymore. Sure, I'm glad I told you.
So am I.
So, Doug, tell me more about the book you're going to work on.
Oh.
As an ex-cop, I'm always interested in unsolved murder cases.
But Stephanie Payne is a newspaper reporter from San Francisco. Now, she's the one who came up with the whole idea. She's due to arrive in Corinth this week to start working on the outline with me.
I look forward to meeting her.
Oh, I think you're both going to like her, don't you, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Stephanie is bringing with her a whole police file on a murder of this elderly widow named Mrs. Van Ark. Now, that's going to be the key case in our novel.
Oh, boy, I'd sure like to see that file, Doug.
I bet you would. I'll show you. And who knows? I mean, we might even end up solving a murder case that has been stumping the San Francisco police for over a year.
You've been real quiet, Stace. You still thinking about your run-in with Lorna?
No, she's not worth the energy. Actually, I've been thinking about Jack.
And what about him?
Oh, Tony, I've been thinking. I'm convinced that Ava is deliberately keeping Jack's family away from him. And I'd like to talk to Mrs. Forbes again. Do you think you could maybe drive me over to the Aldens later?
And you are a beautiful and exciting woman, and I'm so glad I finally found you.
I am, too.
What's wrong?
I just feel guilty.
About what?
Telling Daddy about Shayna stealing confidential information from Alden Enterprise to give to you. I'm afraid I've made it impossible for Daddy to ever accept you as Jack's father now.
And nothing is impossible. We will explain to Cabot my part in the whole thing just as I explained it to you.
I'm afraid he won't listen, Dane. He was so defensive about Shayna. It was as if I was an outsider to my own father.
You've got me now.
I just wish I...
No regrets. Okay? Tomorrow we will solve our problems and we'll solve them together, but tonight's for us.
In the war against plaque, it's time to push the button. Introducing Push Button Check-Up Fluoride Toothpaste. It gives you up to 200 metered brushings from every pump, neatly, with no mess. And Check-Up has microsil to attack the plaque that can contribute to gum disease and remove it everywhere you brush. Switch to Check-Up, the plaque
You won't
attacker,
believe what
and
happens
win
when
the
people
war
do the
against plaque.
craziest things. Premieres Thursday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
An ordinary
Then
dinner,
Judith Light and Tony Danza find out who's the boss.
What's baking?
Baking up hot.
Pillsbury crescent rolls.
Baking up so. Oh, so light and flaky. So buttery tasty. Oh.
Pass those hot, tender, flaky crescent rolls, please.
Hot and fresh dough.
You won't Won't Believe What Happens When People Do the Craziest Things premieres Thursday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain. Then, Judith Light and Tony Danza find out who's the boss at 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain Thursday night.